I'm Lynn Nesbitt, one of the pastors at First United Methodist Church of Dothan. I'm here to give you a good word. Now, my good word comes from the book of Exodus, the 3rd chapter, but you'll want to take your Bible and read the parts of Exodus that come before so that you'll have the whole story. I have been fascinated by all the stories of wilderness in the Bible. And during this time when I've been staying at home, I've felt a kind of wilderness in my life, as if a lot of things I'm accustomed to are gone from me now. Moses was in the wilderness. He was in the wilderness even though he had been brought up in the Pharaoh's household, but he had killed a man. He had thought he was undetected, found out differently, and so he fled into the wilderness and began a whole different lifestyle. He encountered a family, began to work for the head of the family, married one of the daughters, and was a shepherd out in the middle of the wilderness, looking after the flocks of his father Jethro. Now, this is before any kind of cell phone, and I'm imagining there's not much signal out in the middle of a wilderness. And I imagine that it's very easy to get bored. So he is easily entertained and captured when he sees a bush that is burning in the wilderness, but not being consumed. He goes near and a voice comes, "Moses, Moses, here I am. Take off your shoes. You're on holy ground." Who are you? I'm the God of your fathers, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I have heard my people's cry in Egypt. I have seen their pain. I know their suffering, and I am going to deliver them. What a message in the middle of nowhere. And then God drops the bombshell. And the way I'm going to help them is to send you, Moses. He goes, whoa, whoa. Now, who are you again? And God says, bless your heart, Moses. I hear God in a southern accent. Bless your heart, Moses. Not my first rodeo. Did you hear me say, I'm the God of your fathers, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I've been listening and watching and knowing for a long time. And I'm sending you to deliver. Many of us find ourselves in a wilderness, if not in a literal wilderness, then in something that we fled to avoid a worse evil. And we find that the things that have comforted us before are no longer available to us. And here is a God who says, I see, I hear, I know. I'm coming to deliver. A God who shows up in the wilderness. A God who is wherever we are, and a God further who intends to send us. Now, you may well say, I'm not Moses. I certainly say that to myself, but you know what? Moses was a murderer. Moses evidently didn't have the gift of fine speech. God does not choose those who are able. He makes able those he chooses, and God sends. There's a saying I've loved for a long time. Earth is crammed with heaven, and every common bush afire with God. But only the one who sees takes off the shoes. Holy are you, Lord our God, who show up in our wilderness. Blessed are you, Lord our God. You hear, you see, you know, and you come. Amen.